And wouldn't you know what, the plan actually works. Thus, Rudolph and gang were trying to find a way out of there. Fortunately for Hermie, he was smart enough to pull all the monster's teeth out so he wouldn't chew the fuck out of them. And then we have a climactic fight scene between Yukon and the monster. And Rudolph, Hermie, and Rudolph's family thought he was dead. But they had to get the women back to Christmas Town. Maybe misfits have a place too. Even Santa himself knows that he was wrong. Rudolph, I promise, as soon as the storm lets up, I'll find homes for all those misfit toys. All right, you can open up a dentist's office next week after Christmas. Yep, word for word. And he had to set up an appointment for his boss a week from Tuesday, 4:30 sharp. And then Donner himself apologized to his son Rudolph for the way he acted. And then we all heard Yukon just knocking through the door. Because they all thought he was dead. They're dead wrong. He actually survived that impact. Even the monster himself survived it. And wouldn't you know it, that monster actually puts the star on top of the tree without even using a freaking ladder, for God's sake. And yes, Bumbles bounce. And then the elves went on to make the toys right away. And then Santa is starting to get fed up with that goddamn song. And then he discovered that the storm would not let up. So he had no choice but to cancel Christmas. Everything's grounded. Oh, the poor kids. They've been good this year, too. But I couldn't chance it. I gotta tell them that it's all off this year. And then Santa made the announcement that Christmas was going to be canceled. There's nothing I can do. Fortunately, Rudolph was there to save the day by actually blinking that red light on Santa's face, which actually gave Santa an idea. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? It will be an honor, dude. I know that. I knew that nose would be useful someday. I knew it all along. And then we have another song scene coming up. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. And then we see Santa and his 9 reindeer just pulling the sleigh. And their first destination was the island of misfit toys. Then we see Yukon Cornelius discovering a peppermint mine. I am not making this up, folks, because I've actually seen the deleted scene. You know, from one of the VHS tapes. Those were the days. Which was seen in the original 1964 broadcast, but not in subsequent broadcasts after that. And then we transition to the island where we see the toys lighting up a fire. Well, it's Christmas Eve, but looks like we're forgotten again. But Rudolph promised we'd go this time. Oh, I guess the storm was too much for them. And then the toys discovered that Rudolph was actually leading the way. And then the toys all went inside Santa's bag. And then we transitioned to the same exact song that we heard in the beginning. beginning of the cartoon. And then it's all where we see the elves actually drop the toys to their destination. And then the cartoon is over. Now let me give you a little brief history lesson on this Christmas classic. It premiered in December of 1964 as part of General Electric's Family Hour. During its original broadcast, it was shown in color. But there's no color version to the original ending whatsoever. The only existing version is actually the kinescope version, which is obviously black and white. Then around 1965, they actually added the new ending into the special. While other scenes that were in the original 1964 broadcasts were subsequently removed until 1998, where it was completely uncut and unedited the way it was originally intended. And I tell you, that special became a pop culture phenomenon all over the world, like Germany, Japan, and Latin America. And yes, it was made by a company called Videocraft, later to be known as Rankin-Bass, which was founded by animation legends Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass. The former passed away last year, which was around January of that year. But Jules Bass, on the other hand, is still alive. The music was composed by Maury Laws. And the writer for most of these Rankin-Bass classics was Romero Muller, whose death occurred in 1992. So, how do I rate this stop motion animated classic? Well, from my standpoint, I give it a 9 out of 10. Well, the stop motion may not be great for today's standards, but during my time, during the CBS stereo sound days, it was just truly outstanding. Then Rankin Bass's other animated classic, Twas the Night Before Christmas, but that's for a different video. Well, that's it for the review. Like, subscribe, comment. And as always, amigos, au revoir und auf Wiedersehen.